Yes, guys, hello to another, welcome to another video today. Today, we're going to be talking about training compensation. So you see, most people misunderstand training compensation, and also most football clubs or owners don't even know what is training compensation, but I'm going to break this down to you guys. So you see, most people misunderstand training compensation in a way that they think it's something different. For example, I got a lot of few people asking me what is training compensation, but I'm going to give you vital details on what it is and how it works, and I'm going to give you some explanation using a specific player that most of you are that follow football or know. So if also you are also probably, let's say, an owner of a club, then this is going to benefit you because you're going to get vital information from here. So let's look at it and go straight away. So what is training compensation? Training compensation, this is a financial reward for clubs training players between the age of 12 to 21. So how does this go? So the problem is smaller clubs train and develop players, but once these talents move on bigger clubs, they often miss out on the reward unless training compensation kicks in. So you are a smaller club, you train players and you sell them. Most often, most people train or most clubs who train players don't even have an idea of this. When they sell the players to a club, they are forgotten about the player. They don't know that if they train that player between the age of 12 to 21, uh, they can get a reward for training compensation, or between the 12 to 23, they can get a reward for compensation. So these are the things that most clubs don't know, but also I'm not blaming them because they don't know the rules and regulation. This is a solution that FIFA created to make sure clubs that help train players between this age 12 to 21 get paid for their reward of grassroots football. And this also help people who are training young athletes can invest money in their training and also buy good facilities for themselves so that they keep investing and helping their own team grow. This is their own way to get financial reward. So you can see FIFA try to make it in a way that you can all, let's say, balance the equation by those who are financially rich turns to the ones who train players and they get the players. Whereas those people who are training players tend to invest that money in something else to also build their own income. So that's a good system that FIFA has made. So let's look at the case of a player you all know, Kylian Mbappé. So this is was a young player, and we're going to look. I'm going to give you guys a detailed explanation how training compensation kicked in here, so that you guys can really know how it works. So let's look at his case. So between the age of 12 to 15, he was being trained by his youth club, not AS Monaco. He was being trained by how did they call it? Bondy. He was being trained by Bondy. And he moved to Monaco. So he was being trained by Bondy and also overlapping with Clairefontaine between the age of 12 to 15. So that was so when Mbappe was at Monaco. So let me give you details. So at the age of 12 to 15, he was at Burnley, but also he was going to Clairefontaine because Clairefontaine is where the French youth top talents always go to train that develop players. So at the age of 16 now, he was at AS Monaco where he signed his first professional contract. Then he moved to 18 at Paris Saint-Germain on a loan move, which was later made permanent. Then at the age of 25, he has moved to Real Madrid. So by definition, training compensation kicks in between the age of 12 to 21. So now we go back now to his first team, Bondy and Clairefontaine, which means between the age of 12 to 15 where he was there, those teams have to be paid training compensation. Those people have to be paid training compensation. So which means Bondy and Clairefontaine are going to receive some training compensation for partaking in Mbappe's development. So now, when he was at 16, signing at Monaco, signing his professional contract, because he signed his professional contract by IFC Monaco, Monaco is not going to receive training compensation, although they are at the age that they could receive training compensation. But because Mbappe is already there and signed a professional contract with them, instead, AS Monaco will be paying AS Monaco is the team to pay Bondy and Clairefontaine training compensation. So you see how it works. Then at 20, then when he moved, then he went to Paris. Then he went to Paris, and from Paris, he stayed and moved to Real Madrid. So when he moved to Real Madrid, he was already over 23, so he couldn't get any compensation. He was already over 23, so he couldn't get any training compensation. So you understand. So one point here that I'm going to also elaborate, at 18, when he moved to Paris Saint-Germain for 180 million, there was no training compensation because he was already a pro, but the solidarity mechanism paid paid could be have a little they could have a little bit of compensation from solidarity mechanism, which was a small amount. So this is how training compensation work. But if you don't really understand the rule, I can say you can also email me. I'm going to say explain to you guys very vividly. So let's say, as I said, training compensation kicks in between the age of 12 to 23. So normally, if the training clubs that train you between this age have a certain amount of money they receive, but also there are certain strings attached to it that you have to also try to follow it rightly. Because at 16 years, Mbappe was signing for Monaco, but he didn't receive training compensation. Monaco didn't receive training compensation because he was already there and he signed his pro contract there. So instead, Monaco will be the one paying his training club, Bondy and Clairefontaine, which is a place where the people who play football in France, the top talent, go to train. So this is how it works. So I hope this also actually enlighten you guys what is called training compensation and also makes you guys to gain a little bit of knowledge. So I will leave you guys here, and tomorrow I'm going to also elaborate on more few things. But anyways, I will touch on this also another time in future. So take care and talk to you later another time. Cheers.